One of the hardest things that I ever had to do, and to this day, is explaining to somebody else what narcissistic abuse feels like. When someone has experienced narcissistic abuse, they've typically been subjected to extreme emotional manipulation and upheaval, and the cycle of behaviors that undermine their self-esteem and their emotional well-being. So this type of abuse leaves deep psychological scars, causing the person to become super cautious and reactive to anything that even slightly resembles the trauma that they experience. The dramas or conflicts that happen in just typical normal relationships or interactions will trigger memories of the manipulation and confusion that were experienced during narcissistic abuse. So it makes it more than just regular relationship drama. It's a reminder of a very painful and damaging time. As a result, someone who has survived the narcissistic abuse will react more strongly or feel the need to distance themselves from situations that other people might see as like minor or just typical conflicts. And explaining this to others is so difficult because the triggers and responses aren't always logical, from an outside perspective. It's not it's not even an it's not even an overreaction. It's a defense mechanism developed in response to past trauma. And each person's response to those dramas are different. And what may seem like an overreaction is usually just a survival tactic. It's so damaging. It messes with your head and with your heart in ways that are just hard to explain. Like no words can do it justice. It's not just the usual ups and downs of relationships. It's the constant manipulation and emotional games that make you doubt everything. Your own sanity, you keep questioning it all the time. So when something happens that feels even slightly like that past drama, as I call it, it doesn't just feel like a little rain. It feels like the storm is back. That storm is back. So it's not that I personally would want to run away from just any conflict. It's that anything that even remotely reminds me of that time feels overwhelmingly threatening. And it's like my mind and my body just go into this mode where I just want to run away and hide, and I just need to protect myself. It's not just a typical protection. So it's really hard for others to understand why small things might just set me off. And it's not that I'm trying to overreact. My reactions are just coming from a place that was about survival. I'm learning how to handle this better every day. But I wanted you to know that you're not the reason someone else is an unsafe person. Once innocence is gone, it's gone. The minute we find out that Santa isn't real, that's it. It makes you question everything. Like you're still wired to see the good, to believe in a world that's kind, because you're not just looking, you're yearning for it to be true. But you can't restore innocence. It can't be unseen. It can't be erased. And you yourself can be an unsafe person to other people as well because of the trauma that you experienced with you. But what's losing innocence, not by choice, but by revelation, called disillusionment, which is in the context of narcissistic abuse, takes the word difficult to a whole other level. Makes you question everything. Why hold on to values when the world rarely gives back? Like you want to think that others are doing the same thing as you. Value honesty, value integrity, but the diversity in motivations teaches you a lot. It's actually quite funny. I don't have a sense of humor when it comes to certain things. So yeah, explaining it, one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do to this day.